Swamp Thing. Yeah. Got Blue Beetle. Oh, shit. Hello? What the fuck? Oh shit. That's great. Oh no. Ugh. Aquaman. Oh! Hey guys, it's finally happening. I'm opening them all up. Oh my god, it's taken me so long to collect these, and it's even discontinued. So just so you know, this is the DC Icons line from DC Collectibles. It's discontinued. DC does a terrible job with their toys, distributing their toys. A lot of them have they have like quality control issues. It's just awful. But I am excited to open up all of these today for this video, including Darkseid and Grail. So come on guys, let's get started. Right before we get started, we gotta get our things ready. We gotta get this scissor. We gotta get our lightning bolt opening thing. So, as you can see, there's a lot of things to open, and I've already collected a few of those DC Icon stuff, but these things I haven't opened at all. You know, so the entire thing is collected and everything. In a further video, I'm gonna do a kind of like, I guess, a review of which ones are the best ones and rank them. You know, because some of them really suck. Like the Justice League action figures are awful. They're terrible. Anyway, what are we gonna start with? Well, we're gonna start with, I guess, we'll go with Firestorm. I've never liked Firestorm. Never really liked him. I don't know. Just like one of those characters I don't really care about. So first impressions, he looks really good. Like, he looks fantastic. The first thing I noticed about it is just like the color and the material that he has. It's really nice. Like, he has this kind of like red, shiny kind of thing. Really similar to how Mr. Miracle is made. So Mr. Miracle is one of my favorite DC Icons figures because they did a great job with him. You know, so the hair looks really good. His fire hair, that looks tight. Can he stand though? That's always the biggest question. Can he stand? Right, so I spent like the last 3 minutes trying to stand him up just because I'm afraid to break a limb. So in terms of accessories that he has a couple of hands that you can change out. And he also has, I don't know what these are for, but these little power things. I mean, the instructions are still in there. I don't know where to go about that, but yeah, there you go. That's Firestorm. All right, moving on. Next one we got is Atomica. So there's Atomica in the box. Let's go ahead and open her up. All right, so here is Atomica out of the box, and you know, just like looking at it, the first impression that I get is that her arms are really skinny. Like, I'm afraid to just bend them because I'm afraid I'm gonna break a limb. You know, like, and they're like kind of stiff. They've been in that packaging for a while. This is number 12 from the line, so you know, you can bend her arms pretty good actually. You know, her arms bend pretty good. Looks good. Color looks nice. Hair looks okay. You know, has like the detail and everything. I'm afraid of her legs though. Like, you can't really move her legs too much, so I would just kind of leave that there. I don't want to break these at all. For accessories, she does come with an extra pair of hands so she can hold stuff. And she comes with the Atom too, the male version, the original OG. So there's a medium-sized Atom, and this one is pretty cool. It reminds me of HeroClix. So it's like a little miniature, even has like a little Atom kind of thing going on there. So it's actually pretty cool. You know, I would definitely just keep this out of the box just because it's like, it looks legit. It's like a little tiny collector toy. So There you go, Atomica. All right, next on the list is he's one of the last ones I actually got, and he's actually from like one of the original, like the first 10. It's number 7, Black Adam. So those of you who don't know, Black Adam is the main villain for Shazam / Mr. Marvel. But we can't say Mr. Marvel anymore because that's a copyright infringement for Marvel. Alright, so here is Black Adam. Like, first impressions out of the box, he looks really good. Like, he looks really good for an action figure. I don't have any Black Adam stuff, I don't have any Shazam stuff, but he looks really good. He has a rubber cape, so, you know, if you like rubber, there you go. And the paint job on here is really good too. I really like this kind of lightning kind of logo imprint inside of his flap here in the front. And he even has like his belt is made of rubber too, but kind of glued on, so that's kind of cool. The thing though that was kind of weird is that his ankles are just like, they're so stiff. Like his right one, I can't even move it at all, so I'm not even gonna try on that. In terms of accessories, he does have a cool, like a few hands and stuff. But like these lightning ones are freaking cool, you know? He's like the Emperor from Return of the Jedi. Where's Darth Vader? I need to get a Darth Vader toy now. Alright, so going down the list now, we're going on to Blue Beetle in this really terribly shipped package to me where it's just like all gnarled up. Ugh, you know, the very last one that I collected, I had bought from the UK because it was the cheapest price I could find. Well, you get what you paid for. Unfortunately, you know, like, they did not ship this properly. They gave me a partial refund, and they even asked for, you know, if I would reconsider my review considering the partial refund. No way. Like, they should know better than to freaking ship anything in the way that they did. It was absolutely awful. You know, terrible, terrible shipping. Alright, so here's Blue Beetle. And, you know, first impressions? This is really nice. Like, he comes with these wings, you know? I don't know which way they go. And just his whatever, uniform, costume, mech suit, whatever it is, you know, like, it looks really good. Like, I love how it's just like this cool backpack on him. Man, this looks fantastic. Like, I would definitely not want to get rid of this. Like, it looks really good. Like, this is a really good figure. And then for accessories, he has some like I guess sonic cannons or whatever. I never really knew who Blue Beetle was until I watched Young Justice, and he's so cool in Young Justice. I like, really good character in that show. I'm really excited for the 3rd season of it. So, you know, unfortunately you have to buy into DC's streaming platform if you want to do that. So, there you go. There's Blue Beetle. Bzzz. Yeah, this is legit. This is tight. So the one I want to open would have to be the Joker. Alright, so I always like to take a look at the box. Like, they look so good in the box. I love the window display. Like, as quality control goes for how, you know, how hit or miss the action figures are, they do a pretty good job on the design of the box itself. I just wish they probably do a better print job for the photography for the characters, because they probably shot it at like a pretty good resolution, but they just chose the wrong print settings for, you know, mass producing the print jobs. Alright, so here is the Joker. Number 14 in the lineup for the toys. And, you know, first impressions is that this is nice. Like, it has the rubber for his jacket coat, for up to his collar, his front lapel, his arms, they're just the regular plastic, but the color matches really well on it. The hat, it's just stuck on him, but, you know, the face sculpt on this thing is really nice. There's no splotches on the paint job whatsoever. They even got the teeth and the gum pretty good. And you know what? Like, he stands. How about that? He stands, guys. Like, so let's look at his accessories. He has a few hands over here. He has his gun, you know, his tummy gun, his best friend. And I think it's kind of twisted. He comes with the crowbar. So, you know, it would have been really cool if they had a Jason Todd or a Red Hood DC Icons action figure, because then you could recreate some pretty dark shit. Oh, one thing also to be super careful about these toys. I've had this happen to my Lex Luthor. When you change out the hands, you have to be very careful because these things fucking break. They break. It's ridiculous. Alright. He's got his crowbar. How about that? I'm also not even worried about like bending his limbs or anything. Like, he feels pretty good. It's really those hands that are just the things. Like when you switch them out, like you gotta be careful. I think it's because of the scale of the figures, you know, like they're kind of too small, so their limbs, they're very prone to breakage. And since we just opened with the Joker, you know what, we might as well open up Harley Quinn next. So this package is partially damaged here, but it's all good. It's not as bad as Blue Beetle. Like, that was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just open it up. So this is number 13, Harley Quinn, the DC Icon lineup. And first impression of it was actually a bit of fear. I mean, like, her ankle, I don't know if it's the packaging or if it's just how it's molded, but her ankle is slightly bent. So it's almost like I'm trying to bend it back just to make it square. But you know what, she stands much better than Wonder Woman. And I don't like the material that she's made out of. It's made of like the same kind of color scheme and tone, texture, whatever it is, as the Flash. And the Flash is my favorite character, right? Unfortunately, the DC Icons Flash is awful. It looks terrible. It's like probably the worst of them. Maybe next to Wonder Woman. Maybe. But Harley Quinn is better than the Flash, that's for sure. For accessories, she comes with a hammer to hit things. She comes with his big gun that shoots big calibers. And a couple extra hands so that she can hold them. So, there you go. There's Harley Quinn. Looks good, but just kind of scared of her ankle there. So, there you go. Here's her stand next to Mr. J. You know, couple made in hell. There you go. Alright, so that's 5 figures so far with Harley Quinn over there. We got 7 more to go. And I'm getting hungry and I'm getting tired. So, what are we going to open next? Well, I guess we will open... Let's open up Nightwing. So here's Nightwing, and you know what? Nightwing looks okay. Doesn't look that bad. You know, there's a couple of things that they added on here that I do like that they don't have on the other DC Icons action figures. And it's actually the ability to just twist the forearm back and forth. You know, the other ones you can't. You can move the hand, but you can't move the forearm. So in terms of like the style of it, I don't really know like what it really adds to the figure, but it's just nice to have to be able to twist that. You know, another little point of articulation just to try to get like some cool poses. One thing to note for the newer Rebirth DC Icons figures, or whatever you get, is the legs. So the thighs, they added on this extra thing where you can move them down or up, you know, and it's like, oh cool, now I can get some more dynamic posing. And unfortunately, my Superman one, well, you know, after trying to get him some cool flying positions, his leg, just like the little tiny pin that holds the peg, broke off. Like it's because it's so small, you know, that it's just not great for posing, and because like the things that hold the limbs together, they're just kind of flimsy, you know. But you know, this one looks cool. He actually kind of looks like the Crow. If you ever watched that movie from the 90s. In terms of accessories, what do we have? So we have his hands, where you can replace them. He comes with his sticks, you know, the sticks, and he comes with a little like a bola or whatever thing he throws, so he can hang stuff. What I just kind of get interesting is that it comes with it's a batarang basically, and you know, Nightwing has always been one to not be a Batman, as a, you know. So I feel like they just kind of just threw that in there just because they had batarangs or they had the mold. It was just kind of cheaper. But overall, this is a good figure. You know, like the color is good, it's consistent. I'm just afraid with the quality control issues. Same thing as everything else. So there you go. That's Nightwing. So next one we have up is Supergirl. So here's Supergirl. This one I've been excited to open up because she has some cool accessories. So the box always looks tight, and the breathing holes as usual. This is towards the end actually of all the DC toys, so in terms of like their production and everything. So there you go. Here is Supergirl. You know, she looks really good. This is number 25 in the DC Icons lineup. And as you can see here, she is flying. You know, she comes with this little kind of stand that you can have her fly, and she comes with these laser beams too, which are pretty on point. Yeah, she looks really good. Like, she comes with a rubber cape. She looks pretty good. Like, just a great detail. In terms of the quality control in it, it's a little hit or miss again. The reason why is because the limbs are kind of loose, and I can really see this if you just leave this over time, her limb is just gonna like weaken over time. Also, one thing to note is that these laser beams, they're so thin, and it's actually kind of hard to kind of insert them in because they're kind of flimsy. So I can really just see these things like breaking off, just like trying to put them back in over and over and over again over time. For the flight stand, I really just recommend the Bandai Tamashii Nations line. They have like rocks, they have like little tiny like indents into the earth that you could do for some power shots, but they also have flight stands, so you can have action figures kind of hover, or you can have them kind of like go into cool action poses that kind of, they have to be in the air, like maybe like a kick or like a cool punch, that sort of thing. So like this flight stand, you know, of course you keep it, but it's not as good as the other ones. So there you go. In terms of accessories, she does come with the laser beams. You have to swap out the head, and she comes with a few extra hands so that she can do some flying kind of things, you know. Overall, good figure though. Good figure. Okay, we're getting down the list, guys. Like, we're going down the list. So, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna open up Swamp Thing before we open up the special figures. Right, so Swamp Thing. Easily one of my favorite characters in all of DC, Vertigo, comic, book, ever, whatever. You know, I have to admit, I haven't read a lot of Swamp Thing, alright? I've only really read the Scott Snyder storyline and then the Charles Soule storyline. And I read a little bit of the Alan Moore and Len Wein storyline too, but I haven't read those to completion. But still, Swamp Thing is just one of my favorite figures in all of comic book history. So, you know, this, I will never get rid of this. This just goes next to the Spongy Sandman over there. So there we go. Let's open it up, shall we? All right, so here's Swamp Thing. Swampy Swamp Thing. And first impressions of it in the box is that I was not very impressed. Like, Swamp Thing is supposed to be big. He's supposed to be this avatar of the green, this person who is neither good or evil, he just is. And instead we get this really lanky dude, you know, like he looks like he plays basketball. He looks like he plays for the Celtics, you know, because he's green. But when you scale the figure, I guess, like when you put it next to another figure, I don't know, let's look at Nightwing, you know. He's like one head taller than Nightwing. That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you make Swamp Thing, who's supposed to be big, this tiny? Just one head? You know, at least make him like two, make him thicker. Like, this is just it's bad design for the character and action figure. Yeah, he looks like maybe he's like going through puberty or something, or maybe like he's entering old age and he has to just like, you know, eat fiber, eat like mung beans and just only green stuff because, like, you know, he needs to poop. In terms of accessories, he comes with his hands, and he comes with, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, I'm assuming like maybe he's part of like the red, like some sort of like gross red thing. I don't know what it is. I mean, let's see. It says Dark Genesis. I've never read Dark Genesis, so I don't know. Like, this is probably what Swamp Thing looks like from the Dark Genesis storyline. From all the Swamp Thing I've always read, he's always been big and bulky. Though I will say that I really wish that the DC icons, the scale, I wish they were this size. You know, at least like this is bigger than the Marvel Legends scale, but you know, I wish that they were this size. I think that the Essentials, when they come out later this year, they're gonna be maybe about this size and more posability. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, now we go into the special edition territories, the last of them all. All right, so here we go. Here's a Super Sons. This is part of the DC Rebirth lineup, where Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, the son of Superman, they're forced to work together because, you know, they're fighting a lot. You know, Damian being his usual emo self, and Jonathan being his usual kind of reluctant to action and wanting to express his powers kind of person. I've heard that this one's really good. I got this for a fantastic price of like $24 because they had an additional 20% off at a list price of $30 at Treasure Island Comics in Fremont. And online, this thing goes for at least $60. So, fantastic deal on this. Alright, so here are the Super Sons. So, I mean, first, right out of the box, just looking at them, Damian, this is the best Damian action figure ever made. Like, Mattel made one. Mattel makes terrible action figures, man. Like, they're so ugly. Ugh. You know, like, there's a reason why I collect the DC Icons ones and not the Multiverse action figures, because Multiverse action figures are ugly. They're super ugly, and it just kind of sucks because, you know, Marvel Legends is killing it for the same exact price point, if not cheaper sometimes. So I mean, like, off the bat, there's a lot of freaking hands for each of them. Like, I swapped out one of the hands here to get him some Robin Batarangs on him. You know, these they even have like the classic kind of style how he holds them from the comic books. So Damian does a really good job of that. Even his boots are like, they're his boots. The one thing I did notice though is that I couldn't twist his leg, so you know, I'm a little worried to try and do it. But usually, you know, you can twist their leg a little bit on some of the action figures, but actually, you know, for most of the DC Icons ones, you can't really twist their boots, so I think this might be it. For Jonathan Kent, little Superman over here, he looks good too. You know, like, he has his smile that he usually has, and you can bend him pretty good to get the flight motions. Has the same type of flight stand that Supergirl has, and has a rubber cape also. So, you know, overall, these two here are definitely one of the better of the DC Icons toys. Like, they look good. I can totally see why you would pay up to $60, but I mean, it is expensive for a toy. But hey, you get two figures, that's cool, and one of them you can make fly. Alright guys, it's getting really hard to choose which one to open up next, but I think we're gonna go with this one here. This one, it's the Superman vs. Darkseid diorama kit. Oh man, like, this is so cool. It comes with a sleeve to protect the box. Like, who does that? Like, it already has that. Like, oh man, like, I seriously don't even want to open this. Like, I'm pretty sure that after I open this up, I'm just gonna put it back. Oh, this feels really bad. This feels terrible right now. Oh no. Oh crap. Shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. Holy shit, guys, like, this is amazing. I wish I opened this one last, because this is, so far, this is like nothing is as good as this set, alright? Nothing is as good as this set in the entire DC Icons lineup. So we have Superman over here in his, like, battle damaged costume. When we have Doomsday over here in his shorts and boots, you know? They match. Fancy. He looks like a wrestler. He looks like Colossus, but he hasn't eaten lunch yet. In terms of accessories, there's this amazing cool dioramas that you can have in fighting just like they have in the box and in the comic book. It comes with the cape, and I'll show you really quick, and I'll probably make another video of reviewing this because this is fantastic. You can actually put the cape over on Doomsday's fist, so you know it's like he's holding his cape. You know, pretty brutal right over there. And there's some cool little light effects here. There's his heat vision, Superman's heat vision over here. This looks really tight. And then there's it looks like a power fist or something. I don't really know how you put this on, but it looks like you put a fist on through it. And it comes with rocks, guys. It comes with freaking rocks. So, you know, you can put that on the diorama, maybe you can, like, throw them at people, things like that. Like, and it comes with onomatopoeias. Look at that. You can kind of stage it. So, like, I'm not going to put too much time to this because this deserves its own separate video. This looks really good. Alright, we're on a home stretch, guys. Man, you know, I think I gotta open Justice League first. Like, that Darkseid looks awesome, but I gotta open it to Justice League first. Save the best, the one that I've been looking forward to the most for last. Darkseid, we'll wait and open that. So, I mean, go and take a look at this. So, this is the DC Rebirth Justice League set. So, specifically when they it's not like a reboot, but, you know, they kind of start on like kind of like a zero kind of thing. They released these and everything, so, you know, let's go ahead and check out what it looks like. So, you know, I got this for a great deal also. I got this from Barnes & Noble, $50, price listed, marked down from 100, and I also had a coupon, so I got it actually for like 48, I want to say, with the tax. Now this one, I've been pretty skeptical about even just opening, and I almost didn't want to buy it because this here has pretty bad reviews on Amazon. Like, I mean like 2.5 stars. Pretty bad. And it just all comes down to the quality control of this like toy line, you know, like. So here is the Justice League, guys. Like, I don't know if you can really see it because I can't really see the camera angle at all, but we have Cyborg over here, we have Aquaman, we have Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Batman. So, you know, like, right away, it's pretty much the same action figures. I think Cyborg looks exactly the same as his, and I'll probably do another video where I compare them side by side to see if they're different at all. So, Aquaman, I think, actually is different looking. His head is bigger. Green Lantern looks pretty much the same. Flash is the one that looks the most different from the other one because he has lines. Like, this is way better. Like, the look of this is just way better. Of that ugly ass, it's terrible, super ugly. Superman, I have the Rebirth one of this, and his leg broke, so now I have two. One I can use for like battle damage Superman. Wonder Woman here, she can barely stand. That's like the biggest problem. And Batman over here, he looks the same as the DC Rebirth edition too. So overall, like, if you were to get these two here, original price would be like $28. So if you were to get them all for 100, it's a pretty good bargain. I mean, like, these two action figures, they didn't even come with accessories, which is kind of lame, you know. And everything else here looks okay, you know. I just feel bad for like the Amazon reviewer who got these for their kid for Christmas, and like right out of their box, like the legs broke off or something. Feel bad for them. So that's why you get two. So that's why you get three. You know, one to open, one to keep inside, and one just in case. Well, here we go, guys. It's been a long friggin' video, and like, I apologize for the length of them. I'm trying to keep them as short as possible because I don't want to do too hefty reviews. So the last one we're doing, of course, is Darkseid and Grail. Oh my god. I've been wanting to open this for such a long time, guys. Such a freaking long time to open this up. So, let's get her done, huh? Alright. So here it is. The last of the DC icons left to open up. And I gotta say, like, the Grail looks really good too, but I've noticed that, I don't know what it's from, but like there's some paint I got in my hands. But yeah, like, Darkseid looks freaking amazing. He is massive. He comes with an extra pair of hands too, you know, you can swap those out. And it also comes with his daughter. I think also Grail is also Wonder Woman, maybe like a sibling or something, I don't know. But that was a really cool storyline. Not Forever Evil, the Darkseid Wars, really good storyline, read that. Anyway, Grail looks really good too. Like, she looks like she's straight out of the comic book with that weird haircut that a lot of social justice warriors can get. It comes with this big ass battle axe that looks tight. She also comes with some hands, and if you take off her head, you can actually put this on top of her. So that you know, she's wearing like kind of this cool little half cloak that looks pretty tight. So there you go, guys. That is the entire. Those are all the DC Icon figures that I've had to open up for like the last year or so. I've just kept them in the box for such a long freaking time. Oh man, you know, most of them are just okay, but like, holy shit. If I had to choose like the best out of all of them, like it's a really strong tie between this big ass dark side. Oh, it just reminds me of like the Sentinel from the Build-A-Figures for Marvel. Like it's just so massive. It's either this or it's gonna have to be Doomsday with a diorama with a Superman. Like it has to be one of those two. And the one that I thought was actually the most surprising out of all of them, even though they're just like the regular ones, is actually Blue Beetle. Like I really like this Blue Beetle action figure. Like it, despite the packaging and everything, this is probably the best of the early line of the DC Icon figures. You know, like it's up there with Mr. Miracle, and Firestorm is good too. But overall, it's a good series. Like it's discontinued, and I think the new line, the Essential line, they come out like next month, I think. So there you go, guys. We finished the collection and everything. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to thank you guys for watching this long video, and thank you for the people who have actually been asking for me to open all of these up, for your patience and finally getting this together. Let me know what you think, and follow me on my Instagram at little_nerd_busters for more stories and that sort of thing, because you're going to get content way faster, and plus I'm pretty responsive. I like making new friends on Instagram and social. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you next video. Take it easy.